Good day and welcome. Matthew here again. We are doing a track guide, lap guide for Sarthe. So we'll be doing a group 1 and then followed by a group 3 lap. I'm just going to commentate over a couple of my laps. Really, this is a follow-on from my track walkthrough, so if you've watched that video, thank you very much. But it goes over the finer details and what to look for in the track. This one here, I'm just going to commentate over my laps and try to keep up with the cars, because it's quite difficult to say a whole lot of information when they're blasting around a track, especially with likes of the Porsche curves where the corners come so quick, one upon the other. Anyway, enough of me rambling on, we'll just get into it. So here we go, Group 1 TS050 lap guide. Get a good line through this corner so you get a good drive. A little bit too much on the right for my liking, but got the power down, not too slippery on the outside, and we're heading down to turn 1. Stay to the left, you're aiming to end up on the right hand side of the track just after the apex. Brake when it goes straight, right there. Take a bit more of that curb you can, a bit more aggressive over the right hand side, plenty of grip on the left, just not too much on the green. Follow these curbs, hug the inside, look for that last bollard, bit of a hesitation on the brakes, into the middle of the corner, mid corner, good grip and accelerate out, flat out down here. Look for the blue paint on the right, lift, and a lovely cut, not too wide on the exit, a good cut on the right hand side. And now we're flying down to the first chicane. Keeping up okay, and the straights, nice bit of a break. Guess you check your mirrors, check where the opponents are, check your gaps, and looking for the green man on the left. There he is, on the brakes, down to third, lift off a bit, brake again, hit the apex, and accelerate out. Not too much, I guess, throughput or input through the wheel. You just want to guide it out, especially important in the hybrids, because the more you turn the wheel, it will cut back your battery deployment. Coming up here, looking for the 100 meter board. Can't quite see it yet. Here we go. On the brakes, similar corner, brake down to third, lift off, brake down to second for the apex, late apex. Straighten her up. You can straddle that curb, but do not get your outside tyres on that curb or you'll get a penalty. Same with the first chicane. Another breather. It's all rather mellow at this stage. Looking for the change in the curb colour. Just cut that apex nicely. Got it nice and straight before I got in that curb and was able to pull away very nicely. If you're still turning by the time you get to that outside corner, outside curb, you may end up pitching it to the right. But if you're straight and you put the power down, you'll be able to fly over it, no problem at all. Looking for the green patch on the left, you're going to find a lift, hug the inside curb here, then braking as we get straight. Hug the inside, mid corner, get the power on, out to the right. Look for the change in the fence, there it goes. Really slow corner, hug the inside, not too far out to the left, slippery out there. Straighten her up and blast down the straight. I did just avoid the cambered curb. You can run over that curb on the right hander nicely, but just avoid the really high cambered part of it. Looking for the green patch on the left again, at the end. Braking, I was a little bit early into the turn here, I end up too far to the left. Got away with it, full speed through the left hander, full speed through here, brake in the middle of the track, late apex, looking for that late apex. The track goes straight, lift off and go left. A little bit wide for my liking, but not too bad through there. And we're off to the final chicane. Judging the distance, brake, third gear through here, nice and quick. Left, right, over to the right again. Cut this first corner, a bit more than that. Good drive out and across the line for a lap. Now on to group 3. You'll find the lines are very similar, a few more lifting off places where you lift off and have to coast a bit more. We are in the Dodge Viper. I've kind of grown a fondness for this car, but once again we're on the left hand side, looking to hug the inside apex and staying to the right, lifting off a bit more, track goes straight, brake down into second, cut this curb, that was a bit better than the Group 1, cut that curb too, but not too much. Hug the left and then following the right and look for that last orange bollard. Bit of a hesitation, brake down into third, mid corner, had good grip, could accelerate out. A little bit of a lift over the crest, look for the blue paint, a brake, have to brake for the corner in the Group 3, but the exact same sort of line. You're looking for the paint, you brake down when you're ready, you brake down, you brake when you're ready, and you flick it in and accelerate as soon as possible. If you get the apex right, you'll get a feel for it. If you get the apex right, you can accelerate from the apex or even just before it. But it always pays to hesitate a bit more. Look for the break in the track, the guys in the orange overalls. Down to third, lift off, a little bit of an acceleration to get up to speed, brake down again to second for the apex, get it turned in and accelerate as soon as possible. And off to the second chicane. Much more mellow pace than the Group 1. I feel like I can keep up with my talking this time. Looking for the tree trunks on the right for the Group 3. There they go. On the marks. Down to third, bit of an acceleration, brake it down to second. Once again a late apex. Take a late apex, straighten up the car a bit more, and do not run too wide on the exit so you don't pick up that penalty. Mulsanne corner, looking for that black box on the right this time. There it goes. Braking down to second. We want to cut across that with inside tyre, straighten her up, full throttle. The Viper's very good on the power out of the slow corners, so some cars will find that a lot trickier. This car has no problem with that corner at all. Don't put too much input through these small curbs. You just want to guide the car just gently through them as fast as possible. Straighten them out as much as possible. Looking for the green patch on the left. You'll see more of a lift this time. Dab on the brakes actually. When we get to a straight line, major braking into the apex. Mid corner is a bit sloppy through there, but mid corner accelerating out. Look for the break in the fence. You can actually go a bit deeper in the Group 3 cars into here. But same sort of line. I went a bit wider then, but had good grip in the Viper. Some other cars, once again, will have trouble on the exit of that corner. But the Viper seems to perform very well out of the slow corners. Really good traction. Now coming down to the Porsche curves. This time we're braking about the start of this green patch. There it goes. Bit better line. I held it out a bit more. Bit more in the mid corner. Lift off for the left-hander. Still a bit wide. Another lift, and this time I was too far to the right. So it compromised my speed through here, but still gather it up, stay to the right, the track straightens, pull it across the left. That's a better apex for the left-hander, and I can accelerate out a lot easier. And onto the final chicane. Once again, a feeling from that yellow curb is what I've been using. Third gear, hop that curb and hop that one, stick to the right, brake down again, cut this one, adds a better cut. And across the right hand one, do not take the red sausage, not a problem though, and we've finished a lap. So that was the 2 laps. The Group 1 lap was a bit more refined. The Group 3 lap I just did quite quickly after my Group 1 lap and only had 2 or 3 laps to do it in. But it wasn't about raw pace, it was just more highlighting no matter what car you're in or what class, within reason, Group 1, 2, 3 and 4, your braking points and your turn in and the way you take the corner is very similar across all the racing cars. Obviously if your drivetrain changes, like your front engine Group 4 versus your mid engine Group 1, it's going to be a bit more different. You know, your braking zones are going to be a bit different and how you take the corners will be. But the overarching, I guess, theme of it is that if you get the racing line down and you understand how you're meant to take the corner, then no matter which car you jump to, those same rules are going to apply. So I hope you got something out of this. It's a bit of fun to do actually, so I may end up doing more in the future. Thank you for coming along and watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.